back, and welcome to an edition of The Vampire Stream. I'm your host, Rashid, and this is the Red Pill Diaries. We'll be having my co-host on in a few. I'm trying to reach him at this moment. He told me he wanted to stream live, so I'm trying to send him the link. I've tried, but I'll try again to make sure he gets the link in just a second. I shot it to him through his email, but if that doesn't work, if he doesn't appear in about 5 or 10 minutes, I'll double back and shoot it to him through his phone, his cell phone. Okay, so let's get into everything. Let me first pull up something. Okay. I've been looking at a lot of people. Hey guys, have you noticed how the major channels are now starting to talk a little bit about the stuff that I have been talking about on this show, and how I've been telling you to put pressure on those channels to talk about these uncomfortable issues that everybody continues to dance around and walk around. The pressure is amazing, isn't it? I was listening to like 2 different shows today, and I noticed they were talking about everything is upside down, almost bizarro, and I'm like, okay, yeah. My chat is putting that pressure on them like it's supposed to be put on them. Let me and I hope you guys enjoyed the show earlier today with Tom Luongo. I hope you guys really enjoyed that show. I try to give you the best guests whenever they're available, and we try to talk on all of the issues that you guys either email me about or put in the chat or whatever, because I want your voice to be heard, because nobody is trying to hear your voice, and that is the main issue. That's why we have this show, so that your voice can be heard over the loud voices of those who have money, of those who have influence, those who have connections. Your voice is the voice that should be listened to, because you're the men and the women at the base of society that everybody continues to ignore and trample over as if you don't exist, when if it's not for you, the economies would grind to a halt. If it were not for you, then there would be no political discourse. If it were not for you, then the world would devolve even faster. Okay, so the dialogue that we have is much needed dialogue. Hold on one second. Something is going on here to try to stop me from getting into my YouTube channel. Let's see. Holly Horn is in the building. Salute. My guy Joel, salute, man. You know I gotta say it. Salute, my guy. Let me go so that I can monitor the chat. Hold on one second, everybody. I'm trying to get into my studio, my YouTube studio. I'm in the StreamYard, but I want to get into the YouTube studio. And don't forget what I asked you guys. Continue to monitor the subscribers, and you'll see how they go up and then they go down. And when they go down further than they go up. Watch, you'll see. Do it over a month or 2, and you'll say, "Oh my God!" Because I've been getting messages about this for weeks on weeks. And I knew it was happening. I'm glad you guys noticed it and are starting to make noise about it. Let's go into the news real quick. I'm on the, so I can see you guys now. I'm in the my YouTube thing. Okay, good. Everything is running smooth over there. Now let's get into a little news, okay? What do you think about the pre-deployment and pre-positioning of 4 carrier groups to the Middle East, North African region? Because that's where it's at. This is a lot of firepower, and it is meant, this cannot be meant as a threat to Hamas. The United States is deploying not just destroyers and frigates and corvettes and aircraft carriers, because all of those make up the composition of an aircraft carrier group, but they're also deploying nuclear. Holly, I see you. I'm about to get to it. I'm glad you put that in there. They're about to deploy nuclear-armed, nuclear-powered submarines. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Hezbollah does not have a navy, right? Hamas does not have a navy. Is that correct? So why the need for nuclear-armed, nuclear-powered submarines? And why the need for so many warships if You said that you're there to not escalate, but prevent anybody else from escalating in the region. That is not a sign of de-escalation. The deployment. Let me put this in here. I just want to do this just on a whim, just to show you how easy this is. How many ships are in? All right, there we go. Right, I didn't even have to finish writing it. It's right here. It's look at this. It says the typical breakdown for a current carrier battle group includes 1 carrier, 2 cruisers, 3 destroyers, a frigate, and 1 auxiliary ship. So let's say, and don't forget 1 to 2 submarines. So we have an aircraft carrier. We have 2 destroyers. We have 2 cruisers, right? We have 1 auxiliary ship. So we have at least 5 warships right there. I mean, 6 warships right there, not including the 1 to 2 or 3 or whatever submarines that they may have. Plus, the United States battle group is larger. So what sense does it make to deploy 4 of those groups to take on Hamas, Hezbollah, or Iraqi Hezbollah? Tell me what sense is that? This is a builder. Oh my God, Mehdi is in the building. Mehdi is in the building. What? And MZ is in the building. Yeah. I saw that earlier. MZ, matter of fact, let me highlight this. I'm going from computer to computer. So I gotta highlight this, what MZ just said. I read that earlier too. And whatever the United States say, if they said they're deploying 900, you multiply by a factor of 3 at least. So we're going to say they're deploying another 2,700 troops to that region. Now, if this is not a flex, a military flex, then what is it? What they're trying to do, first of all, we need to understand something. This is about Iran, but we need to know what the whole situation is about. This is bigger than Iran. Remember that President Vladimir Putin gave a warning that America's warships can be reached out and touched from the Black Sea. They also can be touched from the Caspian Sea if the United States deploys to the Red Sea or the Persian Gulf, right? We know this. Russia does not even have to deploy warships to the Mediterranean because their hypersonic missiles and their supersonic missiles and their subsonic missiles have the range and wherewithal to evade radar and strike the target. As a matter of fact, when America was flexing her muscle one time in the Persian Gulf against Iran, Russia deployed and did a demonstration of a show of force when they struck U.S.-backed forces in Syria from the Caspian Sea with cruise missiles that were over 2,000-kilometer range. And when they did that, it came as no coincidence, and I believe this was like about 2 years ago. And when they did that, the U.S. carrier group in the Persian Gulf pulled out of port. Russia was signaling to them, do not think that you cannot be touched. Do not think that we have to take a lot of time to assemble a large force and then deploy them there. We can reach you from there. This is what this is about. So what America is doing, she's on the cusp of brinksmanship. And what she's trying to do, she's trying to demonstrate her resolve against Iran. And she hopes that something happens that causes her to demonstrate that she's still a global power militarily so that she can take on Iran. But at the same time, she's trying to demonstrate more to Russia and China, her military prowess. She wants to make them blink because remember, Iran is vital and a vital cog in the BRICS and the SEO engine that is going on. And this engine is changing the world from a U.S. dollar-based, Western-dominated financial order to a more equal, more reliable, more nation-friendly world order where trade will be done in a few international currency, but also it will be allowed to be taking place in currency to currency, state to state, like that. And this is a no-no because, excuse me, whether anybody like to admit this or not, whether anybody or anyone likes to admit this or not, let's be real. The life's blood of the American empire, the life's blood of the U.S. economy, the life's blood of Western influence, Western dominance, and Western power lies in the fact that the United States dollar is the main choice of all currencies to transact trade. Without this life blood, then guess what happens? The United States has to close bases. The United States can't have all of these major show of forces that cost tens of millions and even billions of dollars with these war exercises going on in the South China Sea, going on in the Yellow Sea, going on in the Sea of Japan, going on in the Pacific, going on in the Persian Gulf, the Red Sea, the Indian Ocean, the Mediterranean Sea, the Baltic Sea, all of the Bering Strait, all of this stuff needs funding, needs money for America to show her power. And without the dollar as the linchpin, America would be forced to live within the constraints of her means, right? You know, and I see you, I'm going to the chat in just a minute. Hi. Oh, Ascended Awaken, salute. Think about this. And Maddie, I'm going to put yours up there too. You know, you're a channel member. I'm going to highlight some of the stuff that you said. All right, my guy. So check this out. Think about this for a second. Right now, America continues to build that. Oh, World War II, Daughter 7, salute and thank you for joining. Thank you so much. Check it. Let's see what happened here. What happened here? Okay. Oh, okay. I'll put that up in a second. But listen, without that dollar, in America being forced to live within it means, think about this. I want you to think about this. Say, for instance, for years, your income was $70,000, right? But the people, the credit card people, and the mortgage people, and the car loan people, right, and your utilities, all of them allowed you to have rain checks constantly over and over again because on the strength of they know that you try your best to make your payments. Now, your bills have accumulated. Now, you make $70,000 a year, but your bills have accumulated to $7 million. And then 4 years from now, you know, you're not paying your bills, or 5 years from now, you're not paying the bills. You're just barely paying the interest on your bill, and your bill go from $7 million to $70 million, and yet you're still making $70,000. Now check this out. And in 4 years, what leads up 4 or 5 years, what leads up to 10 years, your bills are now at $700 million. Okay, you're still making $70,000. And guess what? Along the way, with all of the accumulated debt, you antagonize World War II Daughter 7. You antagonize Holly Horn. You antagonize Medi. You antagonize Joel. You antagonize Ascended Awakening. And we can go on, and MZ, and go on and on and on, right? And these are the very people who are allowing you to live the lifestyle that you're living, allowing your family to live the lifestyle that they're living. And yet you become more belligerent, more arrogant, more disrespectful, more unyielding to those very people who are allowing you to live that lifestyle. Sooner or later, they will get together and say, you know what? It's time to pull the plug on this. We see that they'll never be able to pay the debt. They're barely making minimum payments. So what we're going to do, we're going to have to put a hold or freeze or something on the credit line. We're going to have to prepare ourselves for the blowback which comes with that. And then we're going to have to send investigators out to see what assets that person has that we can recover some of our lost revenue from. This is what is going on with the United States. This is what is going on with the UK. This is what is going on with Europe. That's why they are pushing the world to the brink of war. When you lose everything, guess what happens? You lose it. Especially when you've dominated the political sphere, the economic sphere, and the military sphere for centuries. In your mind, no one is able to fill that void. That's why America still says, oh, we're the indispensable nation. Right? That's why Joseph Borrell says we must protect the garden and everybody else on the outside is the jungle. And they seek to come in and destroy the garden, right? All while the garden is pillaging the entire world. See, cognitive dissonance. This is what is going on. You understand? And I see all of this in line with what is going on with the deployment of 4 carrier groups to the MENA region. The outbreak of war, listen to me good. We are moving close and close to a point of no return at all. Let me send hold on one second. Let me send another message out to my guy. Give me 1 second. Make sure he gets this. Hold on 1 second. In case you didn't get the other links. All right, I sent that out to him. So again, let's see what it says. Let's go into the chat for a minute because I see you guys you chopping it up in there. So let me see what's going on here. All right, here we go with Mehdi. Let's start with Mehdi's channel member. The idiots in charge assume. Let me see if I can grab this. Okay, I highlighted it. There we are. What in the world is this popping up here? The idiots in charge assume Iran cannot defend itself. Folks, it has good tech and makes its own missiles comparable to Russia's S-400 and bulk systems. Remember, Iran is making the high-tech drones. That's what I was saying to people. Let us not forget that Iran used its own indigenous air defense systems to knock down America's multi-million-dollar advanced drone. And remember that the U.S. admitted that the reason they ignored Iran's warning is because they did not believe that Iran had the capabilities to shoot down their drone. As a matter of fact, when Iran shot down a drone, they almost shot down a spy plane with it. And they allowed the spy plane to leave. If it turn around immediately and head out of Iranian airspace. I think it was a crew of what, like 8 or 10 U.S. Soldiers or something on there, or intelligence officers on there. At the same time, they could have shot down that plane also. And they used their own indigenous air defense systems. So I think some of the leaders are so deluded in thinking that America is and the West is what they used to be 10 years ago. And I think this is a big problem in their war planning. And I think this is a big problem in their economic planning and in their political planning, how they deal with each other and how they talk down to the global South nations. They still are deluded and still are living in 1991. When America became the unbridled, unquestioned global superpower. They are still living in that time. And they're living in a time where Africa had no economic independence, no political independence. Latin America had no economic independence, no political independence. Most of the nations around the world had no economic or political independence. And Russia had to bite his tongue, bow his head, and take some of the slop that was being thrown against it by the West. And they also look at China as if China is pre-Xi Jinping China. You know who I'm talking about when I say Xi Jinping. One of the presidents that put into motion the building of China's armament and military that we see today. Xi Jinping. All right. So they are still thinking that is this. See, when you become drunk off of who you were and the things that you were able to do back then, and that sometimes lead to delusion, because the world has shifted so much that deploying an aircraft carrier group against a nation like Iran, much less Russia or China, does not bring the fear that it brought to Somalia or to Yemen, right? You can't cower North Korea with the deployment of an aircraft carrier. First of all, North Korea has what some are saying hypersonic or close to hypersonic missiles. They have an intercontinental ballistic missile that can reach and touch the United States. They have at least 30 nuclear warheads. They have an independent submarine, now have inducted a third strike element to their military. They have been sanctioned, so they're out of the SWIFT system, off the dollar system, and they can fight like hell. They proved it in the Korean War. So the floating of a aircraft carrier group does not bring the fear it once did, because these missiles now, these asymmetrical weapons that were designed to defeat America's multi-billion-dollar aircraft carrier groups, are now in the possession of not only Russia and China, but North Korea and Iran, and to some extent Syria. I believe Russia, if I'm not mistaken, let me see before I say, I believe Russia even transferred one of its bastion coastal defense systems to Syria. Let me see something real quick. Hold on one second. And I'll tell you what that is in a minute. Deploys bastion coastal. All right. See if I can pull it up real quick. Let's see if they still have it up here. I think, yeah, let's see. I think if they have not transferred over to Syria, yes, there it is right there. Syria is using a bastion land-based coastal missile launcher. Yeah, I knew I had information about that years ago. The bastion coastal defense, which can sink a carrier group. If Assad, listen, if Assad gave the order to fire on those ships, the bastion missile system could destroy them, could sink them. This is what I'm saying to you. Don't let the Western press make you believe that these people are inept. They just don't want war with the empire at this moment. But America has never been, and she is showing today, it looks like she never will concede to these nations having full sovereignty and full rights as independent nations. So she continues to push. All right, let's go. Let's go down here. World War II daughter 7 says, Tom was hysterical, totally delusional, never laughed so hard about the Russian military. Yeah, whatever, you know. Listen to this. Mehdi says, and Mehdi is right. Iran can launch its own anti-shipping missiles in high number salvos that are good missiles. That's right. High volume. They can launch them in high volume, and they have mountains. And when I say mountains, I mean mountains that you climb. Mountains full of them. You understand? Do you know the United States did a wargaming? And they said it would take, I believe the wargaming said that it would take less than 24 hours, 34 hours, or something like that for Iran to shut down the Persian Gulf, completely shut it down. Because I want you to understand something. Okay, let me pull up something real quick. Okay, I'm gonna put it on the screen if I can pull it up. All right, let's see. Can I pull it up? Boom. Let's see if that's it. Yeah. Let's see. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can pull this up. Let me see. What is that right there? All right, here we are. Give me a second. I want you to see it for yourself. All right. Excuse me. It should be up on the screen. Let me see how big it is on your screen, because if it's not too big, okay. You see, it's to my left, but to your right. I don't know how it is. It's flipped. You know how it is in the mirror. So for me, if I point this way, it's to my right. So it might be to your left or whatever. But anyway, I want you to look up there. It says, look very well up there, in your far corner, the Strait of Hormuz in red. Do you see that writing? Okay. Now look at that nation with the writing is on. That's Iran, the Islamic Republic of Iran. Now, I want you to understand something, okay? I'm going to bring something up for you. Hold on one second. All right. All right. The Strait of Hormuz is a narrow channel, right? And some people say it's 14 to 15 miles wide. Some people say it's in certain areas it's 30 miles wide. Okay, but I want you to look up at the Strait of Hormuz. At some point, as shipping enters or exits the Gulf of Oman or the Persian Gulf, it has to go through Iranian territorial waters. Listen to me good. So this is something that is missed. This is why I'm telling you, those people in Washington, in London, in Brussels, in Paris, in Berlin, they are absolutely berserker people. They live off war and lies. They're berserkers, okay? Let me see if the guy, if Rashid is in my chat. Oh, no, he's not. I'll see his name, and I'll come back to him if his face pops up. But look right here in the Strait of Hormuz. As you come through, you see this pointed edge right there. As you come to that pointed edge, and as you come and you see some little small islands right by the writing, that is Iranian territory. Iran allows shipping to take place because most shipping because it's not so wide, that most shipping must skirt the Iranian territorial waters, right? So Iran would be in his rights to seize any ship that comes through there, because it has to pass through Iranian territorial waters, most of them, unless it's a small, narrow ship. But most oil tankers, more shipping containers. Okay, Rashid, I see you. Most shipping containers, all of that has to, in some instances, not all the way through, but in partial transition, has to go through Iranian territorial waters. Now, if that is the case, and 1/3 of all shipping of oil and gas comes through that strait, why in the hell would you antagonize the people that are showing you mercy by allowing the shipping to transit their own territorial waters? They can shut it down. Do you understand this? And that would quickly spiral into an economic crisis the world has never seen, with Europe collapsing, the UK collapsing, America going into a tailspin. Because what are you going to do when economies, their life's blood is oil and gas? And when 1/3 of that is taken off the market, and you're already in a bad economic crisis with debt on top of debt, and you're no longer producing anything, where does that lead you to? All right. Since Rashid just entered the booth, I hope he's heard what I said, and I want him to comment on this. Let me bring him in. How's it going, Rashid? And if you've heard what I said, expound on what I just said.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
You can hear me?
Yes.
Well, I can't hear you.
Okay, I can't do anything about that. That's on your end. All right, we'll wait for him to get ready. I'll take him out of the thing, and we'll continue to go along with this when he I'll take him out until he fixes his audio real quick, because it's telling me that's on him. The thing up here is telling me I can't unmute him He has to unmute him. The thing. It's something wrong with your earphones, Rashid. So again, let's go down. A Speaker of the House per Medvedev, Michael Jackson. Oh, let's see. Classic. World War II, Daughter 7. Classic. All right. That's a salute. Holly. I don't Holly. I think she was talking about when said that Russia's Holly. I think World War II Daughters is referring to the part when he said that Russia's blue water navy is a joke and can't project any power. I think that part right there is what she's referring to. I could be wrong on that, but I think that's what she's not. I don't think she's talking about this whole interview. Let's see. Let's go down. Maybe Rashid will get it fixed in a second. Yeah. Let's see. Let's go down. Let me see if I can pull up some more before I continue with this. Let's see. Mehdi says, how many U.S. bases in Iraq and Syria that can be instantly cut off from the U.S. military support? Let's see something real quick, Mehdi. U.S. bases in Let's see. Let's see about images. Man, they have so many bases, it's unreal. And listen, I'm going to put up a picture of known U.S. bases, not the bases that America has made in the last 5 or 6 years. I'm just going to put up, a picture of some of the known bases of the U.S. and tell me they're not targeting Iran, okay? Hold on one second. Let me stop this. Let me stop this screen and let me bring up this picture. Rashid, I'm going to bring you in a second. I got to bring up the screen real quick. I got your message where you said you can hear me now. Boom, 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 boom. Share. All right. That green, white, and red is Iran. All right. Let me see if I can just go. Let me visit and see if I can pull the map up real good. Let me see if I can pull that very map up. Bam. All right. Let's see if it's on the screen now. Hold on one second. Let me stop this and pull up the map that I just had. I just got a better map than this. Hold on one second. All right. Let's see. The Middle East. All right. Yeah. Now, I want you to look at this. This is not all of the U.S. bases in the Middle East. These are just the ones that they say are targeting Iran. Okay? Look up there. The green, white, and red is the nation of Iran. Okay? And you see all of those U.S. flags. As a matter of fact, I'll make it bigger for you because I like to prove what I'm saying. We'll make it bigger for you. That way you can see better. You see that? All of these bases right here are specifically there targeting Iran and Russia's interests in that region. All of those. Now, those are not all of the military bases. Those are just the ones that have a priority towards Iran. Now, tell me who's being aggressive and who's escalating. If one were to ask, where's Iran's bases in Hawaii, in Cuba, in the Mediterranean, in Canada, in Mexico, in the Caribbean? Does Iran surround the U.S. like that with bases? Then you would have to say no. But America is surrounding Iran. She's doing that to Russia. She's doing that to China. You can pull this up. Bases everywhere around them. Let me bring Rashid in because I know he has something to say on this matter, and I hope that the sound comes through good because I know he has something to say. Go ahead, Rashid. Can't hear you. We can't hear you. We can't hear you. We can't hear you. We cannot hear you. Let me see if I can unmute you. Oh, there you go. There you go.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
What about now?
Yes. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
His sound went out again. Check your headphones. Check your headphones, because we can hear you.
It's unmuted.
Can you hear me now? Nah, his thing is messing up. We can hear him, but he can't hear us. Anyway, I'll mute him for a second till he gets that taken care of. But look at the bases up there. I want you to look at the bases up there. Who is being aggressive and who's escalatory? Who is taking us down an escalatory ladder with the deployment of 4 carrier groups on top of these bases that are specifically there to antagonize and surround Iran? You see that? Iran didn't do this to America. America did this to Iran. Remember, in the West, they have a knack of doing this. They'll initiate aggression, and then they'll blame the victim for aggression. China's being aggressive. Russia's being aggressive. Iran is being aggressive. Everybody's being aggressive, but the aggressive nation of America and the aggression of NATO. All right? That is absolutely crazy. Let's see. Hold on one second, everybody. Something is shutting down. So something is shutting down. Hold on. You stay right there. It says something is hold on one second. Let me put a where I tell you StreamYard is tripping with me. You see what I have to go through? This is one reason why I almost did not come back on air, because I knew they were going to do this. Everybody, hold on one second, please. Just give me 1 second. Let me handle this real quick. Stay with me. All right. All right. All right. Let's see if we can get this right. All right. All right. Here we are. 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 StreamYard, you are tripping. Everybody, I want to apologize for the stuff that we have to go through to try to do the show. I don't see anybody else going through this stuff. But you know what? Hard times don't last. Tough times don't last, but tough people do.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you very well, Rashid. You're real loud. You got to turn it down a little bit. Like I said, tough times don't last, but real tough people do. And we're going to go through this and we're going to talk. And they're not going to frustrate us. They're not going to do that. I'm not going to allow them to do that. If they don't want us on the platform, they're just going to have to. We're not going to quit. We're going to make them take us off the platform, okay? That's what we'll do. Let's go. Oh yeah, the new missile. Yeah, I did see that World War. Let me see if I can pull that up too. What is it called? I forget what it is. Russia tested some new. Did you see the war gaming that Russia had? Most people don't know Russia has this new missile, right? And this new missile that they have is so destructive, which to me that's insane. Just because it's Russia don't mean it's not insane. All right, they have a new missile that is so powerful that and it has 8 to 10 warheads on it, right? And this one missile, can destroy an area the size of Texas. This one missile is so destructive that it only takes one of them to destroy. And listen, Texas is bigger than France. So, and the Ukraine is the size of Texas. So one of these missiles will destroy the entire landmass of Texas or France. Rashid, I'm gonna bring you in. I don't think that's a rational move to have. I keep saying this. One nuclear missile is something. 10 nuclear missiles or something. 100 nuclear missiles demonstrate something. You're starting to go out in the ether zone. Thousands of nuclear missiles mean that you've lost touch with reality. Why? Because if you destroy the planet where the hell are you going to live? Huh? Let me bring Rashid in. Um, Rashid, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead. I know you see the map up there, so go ahead, reverse it back and go back with the map.
I had to resort back to my cell phone. They still messing with me on the phone. It's something about those guys that just I irk them or something. They hear my voice and see my face just turns them off. As I was saying, how dare Iran put her country in the middle of the American basin?
Yeah,
That, well, you can see what they do. They're warmongers.
yeah,
The person that likes to do stuff like that is a warmonger, nothing else.
yeah,
And they, as you said, they do in China and Russia. This is a shows the folly of a broken down uh, 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 once powerful hegemon going down.
hmm,
Like a couple of guys were saying that those bases are nothing but targets.
yeah,
Get over there and
yeah,
hit all of those bases. You put all those bases around. How many men are on those bases?
yeah.
5, 10,000. How many people signed up to go help the Palestinians? 4.7 million.
Hmm,
You get overrun.
hmm.
It makes no. But then again, if you think he's drunk off of what he used to be. He is not the only one that has precision missile. Back when he was fighting Saddam Hussein, Saddam Hussein had a scud that it would shoot it. It may hit you and it may not hit you. But Iran, Hezbollah, and the rest of them got pinpoint missiles that can hit anywhere. Like Scott Ritter was saying, you only need a nuclear bomb to destroy me. That's for people that don't have precision missiles. You want to blow up everything, but if you got precision missiles, you can hit anything you want. And
Hmm.
really, the aircraft is obsolete. You take your aircraft into an area where they got these S4, S5, S6. They can shoot down all of your aircraft. So the smartest thing to do is to shoot missiles at people. And like Russia did with Ukraine, shoot a bunch of dummies, find out where your aircraft, your air defense missiles is, then shoot the real thing at them.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I'm gonna bring up something. Let me take this off the screen for a second because I want to bring something else up because this is very important too. Let me bring this up on the screen. Stop the screen. Give me 1 second, everybody. While Rashid was talking, I was Googling, and I'll tell you the words that I put in to pick this up so that you guys can pull it up also, okay? Like I said, we do the legwork, but we want you to be able to access this stuff without us. We want you to be informed and be able to go straight to this stuff too. So give me a second. I put in um, Iran says it will destroy U.S. bases if attacked, and this is what comes up. There's a lot of other stuff comes up, but this is what comes up. Iran says it will destroy U.S. bases within minutes if attacked. And you saw all those bases that we had. I was listening to McGregor the other day, and he was talking about how destructive power of Iran's missiles. And I was listening to Scott Ritter and how Scott Ritter says Iran has become so powerful, and I'm paraphrasing, in the conventional forces that it does not need a nuclear deterrent because it has enough missiles to outright destroy Israel completely with the same devastating effect as if it was hit with a nuclear bomb. Also, um, uh, Iran. Now think about this. Rashid and I talk about this off camera. The intelligence estimates, and this thing is tripping again. Hold on. The intelligence estimates say that Hezbollah has 150,000 missiles to fire at Israel, and they have about 50 to 60,000 precision missiles to fire at Israel. Who do you think gave them the missiles? And if they gave them that to have 150,000, what do you think that Iran has in Iran? Go
And, and
ahead.
one other thing, you can't nuke Hezbollah. They right next door.
Yeah. And so if you nuke them, you
You,
nuke
you,
yourself.
that's right. You can't be nuking your next door neighbor. You die.
Yeah. And look, it says right here. And this is, listen, I want you to understand this. Look at this. Let me highlight this part right here. Let me highlight this. You see that? This was published on July 4th, 2012. July 4th, 2012. All right. This is when that was published. I highlighted the July 4th, 2012. Now, think about this 2012. That was 11 years ago, right? Iran's military missiles are more accurate and more powerful than before. They have better technology than before. And they openly stated that if attacked within minutes, and we saw the consequences of that when they assassinated Soleimani, and Iran destroyed 2 U.S. military bases. And America was still putting the pieces together. They said they couldn't believe the accuracy of Iran's missiles. They hit the targets right on the head. So listen what this says right here above this highlighted part, which I'll highlight this part. Iran has threatened to destroy U.S. military bases across the Middle East and target Israel within minutes of being attacked, Iranian media reported on Wednesday, as Revolutionary Guards extended test firing of ballistic missiles into a third day. Now, what's significant about that? I'm going to tell you what's significant about that, okay? Iran has started today, this very day that we're talking. You know, we get a lot about what America is deploying and what America is doing and all of this stuff and what Israel is doing. Did you know that Iran started military drills and war games? And they said they're doing this to test the accuracy and the strength of their deterrent power and how to immediately respond if provoked or attacked. You know that? That happened. That started today. But most people did not take notice to that. All right. And what's crazy is they deployed to a certain region. They took troops from multiple areas that were at least 1,100 kilometers away from each other and brought them to this area quickly so that they could see their interlopability, whatever. I cannot say that word. So that they can work with each other from different areas of Iran, from air defense to drones to every. This is going on right now. Right now. And not a peep in the Western media. And why do you think that, Rashid?
You you know that the empire has the greatest military in the universe. The other people shouldn't even dare even field a army out on the battlefield because you know one American soldier is worth a whole nation full of the other people's soldiers. You got what 2 million people are underarmed. Well, all we had to do is send one American Marine over there and wipe them all out.
Rambo.
Iran said that they will be able to fire 11,000 missiles with an hour every 10 minutes or something like that. They can shoot a whole lot of missiles at you. And they got this hypersonic missile, which Iran said they acquired. What is that telling me? Somebody gave it to them. They go what 9 to 15 times the speed of sound. America and those aircraft carriers will be shot down real fast. Uh, they want to fight, but they can't fight. They they both of them are put in a catch-22 system. You damned if you do, and you damned if you don't.
Mm-hmm.
Israel got to show that they are not weak, so they have to push this ground. They got to destroy Hamas. But if they do, then the other people will join in, and it just spirals out of control.
Mm-hmm.
So Iran has to go to war, and Hezbollah have to go to war to show that if one of their members get attacked, that they gotta like NATO, they gotta show that they're with them. So this thing right here is spiraling out of control. And
Mm.
this is not me and you talking. This is their own political people saying that this is, what are they calling it? Armageddon.
Yeah.
Everybody got to get into it. And the puppets of Israel, I mean the puppets of the Muslim world, they got to be very. They see it's getting real hot because the street, the people want them to go to fight, go to war with them. I said to a couple of my brothers the other day, had this happened, see what Israel and America are seeing is that they think this is going to happen. What happened in the past? Events that made this take place, where if Iraq was strong with Saddam Hussein in there, they would not have allowed 100,000 or a million men to cross their border. The
Right.
army wouldn't have allowed it. Same thing with Assad in Syria. If they had not waged war and weakened Syria, they would not be able to have 4 million or whatever the million people that they're gathering together to come against Israel. This is their own doing,
Yep.
right? They are the ones that came and did this. And so now they done created a situation with all out war. And how many people can you fight? And how many directions can you fight?
Right.
Can you fight? You're
Right.
gonna fight up north, you're gonna fight on the west, and you're gonna fight up down south. And if everybody is militias are sending hundreds of thousands of people at you. This is not like it was when you was fighting those standing armies with those coward leaders. These are zealots who believe in going dying to get their for their aim and their purposes. She's in trouble now, baby.
Yeah. And look,
She done bit off more than she could chew.
yep, and she's choking on it right now. So, and look at what this article is. So I'm gonna go to it real quick. It says Iran army launches massive Iqtidar 1402 drills in central Isfahan province. It says the Islamic Republic of Iran Army Ground Force has staged large-scale military drills in central province of the country, with a spokesman saying the exercise aims to boost deterrence against potential threats. Who are they talking about? And it goes further and says the two-day exercise is codenamed Iqtidar Authority 1402 began on Friday in Nasrabad region of Isfahan province with the participation of various units, infantry regiments, armored divisions, missile and artillery units, airborne divisions, drone squads, electronic warfare units, and support teams are participating in the exercise. Brigadier General Kareem Cheshek, spokesman for the military exercise, said on Friday, these forces are deployed to the exercise area from 7 different provinces after traveling an average of 1,100 kilometers. I told you guys, he added. About 200 military helicopters performed different operations on the first day. Now it says this exercise will last for 2 days, and one of its main objectives is to improve the prowess and combat readiness of the Islamic Republic of Iran Army Ground Force and enhance the country's level of deterrence against potential threats. Right?
Now, now, Nick, if Hezbollah come in, which they said they're gonna come in, and Hezbollah starts hitting Israel in the nose extremely hard, what do you think Israel gonna do? Israel got to bring in America. You don't think it's not above Netanyahu to fire a couple of missiles over there in Iran to get he wants the man is trapped, as Scott Ritter and Larry Johnson say, he's under indictment, right? If he get out of office, he go to jail. It's like Donald Trump. Everybody want him in jail, right? So he got to escalate this thing to keep the people at war, for they'll take their mind over his troubles with the law. So this is what's taking place. And as you were reading that other article, it's not just Iran. The whole entire Muslim world is up in an uproar with what they do in the Palestine. I mean, they're in an uproar. You got what they said 4.7 million people signed in Iran alone. Now, what about Iraq? What about Syria? What about Turkey? Even the little paid off puppet in Jordan and in Egypt, their people is coming against them. You think they fighting all of the Islamic world, and then and this little puppet's gonna sit over here and talk about, no, I can't get in it. I can't get into it. No, everybody must come into this.
And
And it's the ultimate end is they're gonna push America and England out of the Middle East.
yeah, that's what's happening. And this is what I've been telling everybody. America and the UK see that they're losing their position and their power, and they understand this. But they're not just going to willingly leave. They got to be pushed out. And this is the way. Look, when you have people who've been champions for so long, and they see an up and coming buck, they try to put him on the toughest path, so that when he finally makes it to the title bout, he's so beat up that he doesn't stand the test of time with the new one. But now these up and coming bucks are challenging America and the UK, and they pack a punch. And America and UK have passed their prime, and we're looking at a new global order. We're looking at something new in the making. Now, listen, I've just got a call from my wife. I got to go handle some stuff. This is the second stream of the day. I want to thank each and every one of you all for joining us on this platform and joining us tonight. Remember, like, share, comment, like, share, comment, like, share, comment. And also support us on all of the platforms. I thank you guys for signing up over on Patreon. I thank you guys. Also, sign up on go to Odyssey, go to Rumble, go to Locals, and go to Twitter and go to Twitch. Go to all of those things, sign up, and let's rock and roll and beat the algorithm. Rashid, in closing, what do you have to say to the people?
Keep your eyes open. It's gonna get the road ahead will be very bumpy for everybody.
On that note, we go out with love in our hearts for each and every one of you who love truth, but know that the love that we have for you pales in comparison to the love that our God has for you. Until we next speak again, stay strong, stay true, but above all things, stay righteous. Hey, mama, your baby boy loves you more than life, and the world is now taking notice of that. I love you, sweetheart. We out of here. Deuces.